My name is Blessing. Welcome to Module 4. And just a quick introduction about myself. I am the owner of the Creative Beam, or should I say the mastermind behind Creative Beam, where we help, work from home moms, ladies, and gentlemen to find work from home opportunities, and that is in helping them to position themselves for the right opportunities. Okay, so today I'm going to be taking you through the journey of the purpose driven employee. Okay, so at the end of this module, you should know who a purpose driven employee is, understand Kingdom principles for workplace success, learn how to excel through stewardship, cultivate a service mindset, pursue continuous improvement, model integrity and character, and drive positive change. So, I'm just going to just give you a quick run through of what you are just here to expect. So, if you can just picture your job like a lamp in a dark room, and you know that a lamp isn't just there for decoration, it's there to help to brighten up the space so everyone can see. So in that way, when you are doing the work you're doing, either as an employee in any capacity that happens, you are not just there to clock in and clock out. You're not just there to decorate. You're not just there as a nice piece that just makes the place look pretty. You are there to ensure that you bring light into your workplace and also impact the people around you, that is your colleagues. So in this module, we are going to dive into what it means to actually be a purpose driven employee. Someone who stands out for their integrity, wisdom, and excellence. And so the goal is, at the end of this module, you will understand how to bring your light to every task, every project, and every theme that you are a part of. Okay. So I've already done the introduction, and you just need to know that there are three C's that we'll be considering. That is the entirety of this module, and that is character, competence, and commitment. So if you have watched top athletes, maybe athletes like Usain Bolt and so on, or even successful entrepreneurs or people who are gifted musicians, you will notice that there are three common things that tie them together, that makes them likable to their fans or to their audience or thereabout. And what are those three things? It's always tied to their character, how strong their character is, how competent they are, and how committed they are to what actually makes them stand out. So when we talk about competence, we're talking about someone who can actually navigate their skills, with so much quality, high quality. So your competence is actually your expertise and how you ensure that you do the job or the task that you do very well. And when we talk about commitment, it's also talking about when you are ensuring that you show up every day. What is that drive that keeps you showing up every day with a positive attitude, ready to serve and ready to do the best at your work? When you build these three C's, which is character, commitment, and competence, then you're already setting up yourself for a life of purpose and impact. Okay. Alright, so our quote of the day is from Proverbs 22 verse 29. Observe people who are good at their work. Skilled workers are always in demand and admired. They don't take a backseat to anyone. And this is from the Message translation. And just to speak to this for just a little, just so you understand this quote, if you have noticed how some top chefs in top restaurants, how they, if you watch cooking shows a lot, like me, sometimes when I'm in the mood, either the popular ones that on Instagram, or if you even watch like the food channel on DSTV, you will see that most of these chefs get featured on cooking shows a lot. And Why? Is because excellence will always create opportunities for you. And that is what this quote is trying to tell us here. It's telling us that when you get very good at what you do and you make sure that you become an expert at it, naturally you will attract attention, and it will open doors to bigger and better possibilities. Whether this happen very fast or this takes some time for it to happen, it will definitely happen. So make sure that in everything that you do, you always aim for excellence. And even if it's a very small task, like as small as filing documents, or is a very big project, make sure you are consistently good at it. When you're consistently good at it, naturally you would become sought out for that particular skill. Make sense? All right. So over the next couple of modules, we are going to be going step by step over the different kingdom principles for workplace success. So there are 12 of them. I will cover 3 in this module, and then we will cover the remaining in the next 3 modules. So without wasting much time, let's go to the first KP1, serving with excellence. And our anchor scripture for this is from Colossians 3:23-24. Don't just do the minimum that will get you by. Do your best. Work from the heart for your real master, for God, confident that you get paid in full when you come into your inheritance. Keep in mind always that the ultimate master you are serving is Christ. Now let's say you went to a restaurant, and then when you got to the restaurant, you are trying to call the attention of the waiter, and the waiter ignores you. And then finally, when the waiter attends to you, you tell them what you want. They say okay, they take their time before coming. When they come with your order, they don't apologize, and they give you the food, and you notice that the food isn't served properly. It doesn't look like it's something that is fresh, it's cold, and there's zero effort from the part of this waiter to make you feel welcome as a customer. And that is, if you even end up eating that food, I am very sure you will never go back to that restaurant again, because that's the opposite of excellence. So excellence means that you put your whole heart into your work, as if you're doing it for a higher purpose, which you are, as we said in Colossians 3:20-24. Now if we look at Joseph in the Bible, you would see that wherever he was placed, from the prison to the palace, he served wholeheartedly. So his excellence got noticed, both when he was working in Potiphar's house, to where he was in the prison, to even when he now became prime minister. You would see that he did not wait till he became prime minister before he started showing how good or how excellent he was. So his excellence led him all the way to second in command in Egypt from a prison boy. So let me give an example. For example, let's say you are working in customer support at your workplace, and your job role has to do with handling customer complaints. Now, instead of just rushing through the calls, you take your time to really listen to what the client is complaining about. You offer genuine help, and you follow up to ensure this issue is resolved. Before you know, your customers, the customer of the company are leaving good reviews and talking about how their escalated issues got solved, and maybe they even mention your name in their reviews. This word will spread about your exceptional service, and soon you will get trusted with more responsibilities. So I would just say, for you, every day look for one way you can exceed expectations. Maybe it's just adding a personal touch to something that you always used to take for granted, or maybe it's just doing something extra, not over the top, but little steps that just really prove that the work you're doing, you don't take it for granted. The next KP is cultivating integrity. Anchor scripture Proverbs 11:1 says, God hates cheating in the marketplace. He loves it when business is above board. And integrity is like a bank account. Every act of integrity, of honesty that you display, is like you depositing in your integrity bank account. Anytime you do something dishonest, you are withdrawing from that bank account. And it's one major breach of dishonesty can withdraw everything you have deposited in that bank account and even leave you bankrupt, that you're even owing like that. So looking at what oh apologies looking at what we said in Proverbs 11 verse 1, we can see that it shows God delights in honesty. So wherever you find yourself, whether it's handling things that has to do with money, or for you to be transparent about the mistakes, owning up to your mistakes, integrity will help you build a solid reputation that will actually stand the test of time. And if you look at some foodstuff sellers, whereby maybe because they are trying to gain more profits, and then they change the scale of what they use maybe to measure chicken or to sell food stuff. When you find out that your particular vendor has been acting that way, you will not trust them for anything else, whether it has to do with that food stuff, or maybe it's even something different. Maybe you see a job opportunity and you are asked to refer. Will you likely want to refer such a person? You wouldn't, even if the person has been telling you, oh, this is not what I really want to do, but I'm just going to make by. If they are not now being honest and displaying integrity in that role, you would definitely be thinking, oh, how would this person act if I now finally get refer them for a job that maybe they say is more fitting to their role. You see? So, or let's say, for example, in a project, maybe you are a part of a team, you now find out that a particular colleague of yours is always taking credit for someone else's work instead of rightfully giving that person the credit for the work. He's always taking credit for it. You would see that definitely, how would that make you feel? You would never trust that person. You will always think, if the person can be stealing the credit, that is, someone did a good job, instead of telling the person I did a good job, and then someone now asks who did this job, because the person was not there, this person now says, oh, I'm the one that did the job, so that I can receive the praise and incentive and whatever. And you get to find out, you definitely will not trust that person with anything else, even with something, even if that is as little, that little thing, that little act of dishonesty will make you not to trust them for anything else. So you can see how this really affects honesty in the long run. So, but personally, for yourself, you need to reflect, is there any area where you might be overstretching the truth, or is there anywhere where you are not completely honest? It might be time for you to audit your records, audit your integrity account, and make corrections where needed. Okay, and then for KP3, while talking about being faithful in small things, anchor scripture Luke 16:10. Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much, and whoever is dishonest with very little will also be dishonest with much. If you look at David in the Bible, you will see that before he even became king, he faithfully looked after his father's sheep. That might seem like something minor, but his diligence in this small task of looking after his sheep prepared him for the victory he had with Goliath, and finally kingship. So if you look at Luke 16:10, it reminds us that if small responsibilities, we cannot be found reliable in it, who do you think would trust you with bigger ones? Small responsibilities are replying fast, replying promptly to emails, completing tasks on time as you said you would, showing up prepared to work as you are expected to. This small act of faithfulness shapes you and prepares you for greater opportunities, greater responsibilities as well. So, using myself as an example, I would say that there are many tasks I have done that on a normal day I'll be like, I'm not getting so much payment for this, or this is not really part of my job description, but it's just something little, and I'm like, let me go the extra mile and just do it. After all, it's just a little thing, let me just take it up. And funny enough, down the road, I get to hear that just those simple acts of going the extra mile actually makes me come preferable for other tasks. Other tasks that other people that maybe have been there longer than I am, I get considered for it even first, just because of these extra acts of being faithful in small things. So if your role, for example, let's say you are into data entry, do it accurately and consistently. Once you are done, go over it again. Make sure you do QA. Make sure you get to a level whereby anytime you turn in work, someone can say, as far as it's Scholar that did this work, I can trust that it's done well. Because if you keep doing your work accurately, with patience, with quality, people will notice that they can count on you for consistent excellence and precision. And with that, you're setting yourself up for greater good. So I would say to you, write down, the small tasks you perform daily at your place of work, and decide how you're going to handle them with excellence. And make sure that you keep at it. You can decide that, okay, it's going to be the small tasks I perform daily. What is one little extra thing I am going to do? Maybe they didn't even ask me to do it, but maybe before they just tell me submit this, they don't even ask me to QA, but I'm going to make sure, okay, how can I make life easier for the person I am reported to a little bit? you know that is going to go a long way. Okay, so that is all for today's lesson. I will see you in the next module. Bye.